lovely to see you all. Thank you all for joining us this evening, and welcome and hello to everybody watching online as well. Thank you all for joining us this evening. I hope that everybody in church and online has a lovely one. So we start with a big warm welcome to our mediums this evening. So in church we are joined by our lovely friend Chris King. Hello, welcome. And very exciting because one of our committee members, Alan Downing, is also working the service in church with us this evening. So very excited, Alan. Welcome. Welcome up here. You're normally down there. And welcome also to the lovely Lainey Baine, who is serving our church online this evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we will now open the service in prayer as we do every week. So we just take a few moments to go into that quiet, and Chris will do this for us in church. This will be followed by the Lord's Prayer that we will all say together. Over to you, Chris. Thank you. Thank you.
Divine Spirit, we thank you for bringing us all together this evening, and we ask for all our loved ones in spirit to draw close. And I ask for my guides, my helpers, and my inspirers to draw close and use me as a pure, clear channel to prove the everlasting life and the everlasting love. We ask for healing to go out throughout the world, wherever it's needed, to the war-torn areas and the areas of natural disaster. But for all of those that are suffering, whether it is in mind, body, or spirit, we ask for your healing rays to go to them. We, of course, ask for healing for the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, and for Mother Earth, upon whom we all depend. We ask tonight that our messages and the address go to the people that need them the very most, but that everyone takes something with them from this service, which I leave in Spirit's hands. Amen.
Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Lovely. Okay, so before we go into the healing part of the service tonight, just a little reminder to anyone who might be watching online, do pop the names of anyone you want added to our church list here into the comment box, and I'll catch those names on at the end. Thank you for that. And I will light the church candle, and of course I ask anyone at home that might like to light a candle there, so please do so. And when we light the church candle, we think of our loved ones in spirit. We ask their energy to come close to us if we want it, so that we might feel that comfort. We might sense them around us, filling our energy with love. So make that your intention and your question to them as we light the candles. We focus on that. And we say a little prayer as well at this point. Lord, we ask that this candle that's been lit, we ask that it may be light from you to lighten our way through difficulties and decisions in this life. We ask that it be a fire from you to burn up our selfishness, our pride, and all that's impure within. We ask that it be a flame from you to warm our hearts. Teach us love through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 Lovely. Okay, so we do have some new faces in church tonight. So we're going into the healing part of the service. And here at Fundersley, we absolutely love the healing element of spirituality. We have healing at the end of the service every week, open to everybody free of charge. And we think it's really important for everybody to know that we are all capable of sending that healing out. Healing is love. It's sending that loving thought, and that is a form of healing, and it can reach the people that we think of in our minds. So as a group in church and all those watching online every week, we join together in prayer, but also for a minute at the end after that, just to open our hearts and to send that energy out. And if you believe that that love from your heart is going to reach that person, it will. It really, really will. They might not always be aware of it, but they'll get a sense of that around them. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So that's what we're going to do now. First of all, I read all the names out that have been put into our healing book here in church. I'll capture the ones that have been put into the comments there as well. And then we'll go together in prayer, and then we'll send for a minute. Very, very important and a lovely thing that we can do. So if you feel comfortable to do it at this part, maybe you'll face your palms upright on your laps like that to send, and you'll focus on love, open up your heart centre, just clear your mind and think about positivity as we read the names of all those in need of healing tonight. So in our joint prayers, we place in God's care all those that we come to name and remember now. We ask for healing to go out to Michael, to Heather, Marie, Brenda, who's Pastor Spirit, Darren, Derrin, Claire, Lorraine, David, Sonic the Bird, Ben, Katie, Greta, Justin, Tom, Mark, Megan, Jackie, Kayla, Richard, John, Uncle Richard, June, Chris and Gary, Peggy, Billy, Carol and Bill, Margaret Knight, Martin, Mick, Alfie, Laura, Mark, Elsie, Millie, Ava, Marilyn, Chris P, Richard Baldwin, Michelle, Joan, Kim, Heather, Veronica, healing for Nick Burney and his family, for Don and Jill, Jill's son Aaron, Mia's daughter, Mia, Vicky and Margaret, Sheena, Bill, Lewis, Harris, Shirley and Trevor Williams, Caroline May, Sam Brooks and family, Helen Ayres, Mick, the Lakey family, Jacqueline Ann, Tony, May, Ria, Katrina, Ellis and Cody, Mark, Dean, Emma and Sarah, Jeff, Victoria and Karen, and the Sorder family. So please join with me, friends, in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, as we come together in church and online this evening, we ask that we be used as channels for loving, healing energy. Knowing that when we sit with our hearts open and we focus our mind and our whole being on love and on healing, that we can send positive energy to those in need. And we ask that you join us tonight, loving Father, and help all of those that we've named. And those that we think of in our minds now, we ask that they be surrounded by your love, surrounded by your light, that they may receive healing energy, and that they be comforted, that they be eased by it. We ask also for all those around the world that are suffering at this time, that they may too receive the power of your love. We also ask for healing energy to go out to our animal kingdom, for the world of nature and Mother Earth. And of course, we pray for all suffering to end, for people and for countries to unite in love and in peace. And please, loving Father, bless all those joining in prayer tonight. We ask that they too receive. We ask all of this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. So please spend the next minute sending that energy out. Focus on your loved ones in your mind now. Surround them with love, golden light. This will be broken by the song Gracious Spirit is in the front of your hymn books. Thank you.
take our loved ones to our side with that tender care. Loving Father, hear us, hear us. Gracious Spirit, may thy presence shed a healing rain, turning all the nights of darkness into glorious day. Loving Father, hear us, hear us. Precious Spirit, choose thy kindness, lead them light and light. Bring them to the heavenly kingdom, safely by thy side. Loving Father, hear us, hear
Beautiful, thank you everybody. I will now invite Peter up for this evening's Bible reading.
I used to. Evening all. And to those online, welcome. And a very happy Palm Sunday to you all. Tonight's reading shows that love is indispensable. We have spoken many times about brotherly love. In spiritual gifts, we are seeking a little deeper into that need of God's requirements from us, that of sharing. You may note that the scripture states that the manifestation of the Spirit is given for the common good. These gifts are given to us to work together in love to build a better world. The Bible readings, they're special to us in our church. I add to this the scriptures we use from God's servants, the apostles, traveling among the people to call for obedience to God's commandments that come from the true faith. Spiritual gifts takes my thoughts back through the Bible, yes, right back to Genesis again. These gifts are how we learn and develop through the ages. It may help to add to the list of technologies such as the mobile phone, computers, space travel, etc., as the Bible reflects different ages. We're in the age of Aquarius. Jesus was the age of Pisces, the great teacher and healer. This suggests to me that reincarnation is when we come back with new gifts, but note, that is only when the world is ready for them. Again, as we think of the church being the people, but the world is also the people, not just the globe. Also remember, Christ Jesus said, "No eye has seen, nor ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love him." Cast your mind to the Middle Ages of the pagans and try to explain our present day communication, travel and wealth. All three statements just mentioned are coming into being, yet more our mind cannot even conceive. As I go through the reading, cast your minds on each of the gifts set out. They're all encompassing world without end. There is no end. We cannot be destroyed. We cannot die. Life on earth and in spirit is like a spiritual, always moving up and improving. We're all part of that spiral. Everything between heaven and earth is given for the common good. None of us are sole owners of anything. We must share. This is brotherly love. The reading, Spiritual Gifts, 1 Corinthians 12. Concerning spiritual gifts. Now about the gifts of spirit, brothers and sisters, do not want you to be uninformed. You know that when you were pagans, somehow or other, you were influenced and led astray to mute idols. Therefore, I want you to know that no one who is speaking by the Spirit of God says, Jesus is cursed, and no one can say Jesus is Lord except by the Holy Spirit. There are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit distributes them. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. There are different kinds of working, but in all of them and in every one, it is the same God at work. Now to each one, the manifestation of the Spirit is given for the common good. To one, there is given the spirit of message of wisdom. To another, a message of knowledge by means of the same Spirit. To another, faith by the same Spirit. To another, gifts of hearing by that one Spirit. To another, miraculous powers. To another, prophecies. To another, distinguishing between spirits. To another, speaking in different kinds of tongues. And to still another, the interpretation of tongues. All these are the work of one and the same Spirit, and he distributes them to each one just as he determined. God bless that reading, and thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Right, okay, so we will say goodbye to everybody watching online. So from everybody here at Thundersley Church, we say good night here, but enjoy the rest of the service, and lots of love to you, Lainey. Have a lovely evening. Good night. And
So, good evening, everyone. Hopefully you can all hear me okay and the old technical worms don't get in the way. I've been looking at all the comments and everything because the evening's gone on so far. I'm unable to comment on the comments section that you are in. So, but what I would like you to do, for those that have seen me or haven't seen me work before, is to start thinking of particular loved one in the spirit world you'd like to hear from, and if you can then put it into the box, but only when I come to you. So listen out for your name, okay? Because if you put it in now, I may lose that. All right. Although Rob is a whiz, I'm sure he'll find it. I was being drawn to Nick Burnett. Nick, if you're still there, my lovely, sending healing to you as well, because notice you want that healing. But also, if you could give me an idea of the name of the person you'd like to hear from and who they are to you, and I'll endeavour to bring that loved one through. If you could do that, my lovely. Oh, hi, Sarah. Okay. Yeah, if you can do that, that's great. So I'll hear from Nick. Oh, yay! Great. So Nick, if you can give me a name, that would be great, please. Thank you. I will also come to Jenny Stather. If she's around, I'll go to Jenny after I've spoken with Nick. All right. So good evening, Jenny. If you can give me a name as well. So if you can keep an eye on those names. So Nick is either mum or dad. Okay. So either. It doesn't really matter as long as it's both, actually, because I just get the impression, Nick, that both your mum and dad, they had a lot of love for you. Not sure if you've got a brother out there as well, but I feel like there's a brother involved as well. Yeah, and basically your mum and dad make me feel like they were a right pair, them two, in the respect that they just got on with their lives, but mum makes you feel like she was quite a cuddly character, if that makes sense to you as well. And right, yeah, and I feel that with regards to her whole build as well, but also I feel her wearing. You have a sister, okay? Well, right. I'm not trying to change it at all, Nick, but look at sister and her energy. See if she's quite a strong energy. Like more takes things on, where that she's not shy of going forward with helping people. All right, but your sister is still here on the earth plane, I feel. Nick, with your mum, I get the impression that she did like a nice cuddly cardigan, and I feel that in the respect of not an old-fashioned cardi, but just something she liked to keep warm. Okay, and but liked, it's almost like it was being hugged, and saying that, I feel mum liked to have a hug and give hugs as well, especially young children. I feel mum quite enjoyed having I don't know if it's grandchildren, but just young children. Yeah, just pluck one off the street. There you go. I'll have a cuddle. All right. But I just feel mum was that kind of character. Um, okay. Um, Dad, I get the impression, Dad, there's something about your dad's face. I feel he had a very strong jaw, strong looking face on him. Yeah, but I feel as well, he also, I don't know if he had problems with I feel like his left eye. I don't know if there's like a stigma or something he had in his left eye. Thank you regarding your mum. I appreciate that. All right. Yeah, but it's your dad. Don't think, oh, didn't have a stigma, but he had this. But it's just drawing me to the left eye. Okay. And yeah, left eye. I had to look at that thinking, which side's which? Okay. But I feel your dad would have got confused, or he would have joked saying, oh, no, 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 it's the other left, or it's the other right. And I feel dad had quite a fun sense of humour there. All right. But I'm saying that, I feel as well, dad became, I feel, quite withdrawn, especially towards the end of his life. He had bad eyesight. Thank you. But I feel more so on the left eye there. That's what he's showing me. But it's, again, I don't predict anything. This goes to everybody. I do not predict anything. But Nick, if you are due to have your eyes tested yourself, it's get them done, and it's have them done regularly. Okay. So I don't know if it's generic or hereditary, whatever with dad, but it's just getting them checked out, because things change, don't they, over the years, and so do our bodies. All right. But dad's just drawing me to that with his eyes, and to yourself as well. Again, not predicting. I'm not out to scaremonger. All right. Right. But your dad is winking at you now with his left eye. All right. He's saying, I've got my eyes back, and he's doing this. And I feel your dad, before that, it's almost like they have like a little film over them. But I feel it just makes me feel like his eyes are big and bright now. Okay. So thank you for that. Right. So you're aware of that already. All right. With your own eyes, Nick. All right. But that's why dad's drawing me in there. But also mum as well. I feel like mum would wear, was she, let's go with that. Mum, I feel, would have had glasses as well, but I just feel like she's always putting them on her head or putting them down beside her, and basically always like, wear me glasses, they're on your head. They're actually wearing them and that kind of thing, and it would become a bit of a joke with mum. Okay, they're taking me to your sister as well. As we've already mentioned your sister, but they're both around her as well. I'm trying to see if there's things going on in both of your lives. I'm trying to see, obviously there is, but trying to see that in respect to giving you a message from them about that. But mum and dad just say, please, we are around you. We are, and they're giving me August as a special month for you guys. But they say, we're around you. Stop doubting it. Okay. And it's like I feel like they weren't God-fearing people. I feel that they were God-loving people. And I feel that they tried to do their best and bring you guys up the right way. Okay, for them. All right. And yeah, hopefully that makes sense. I can't remember what the date they gave me, what month, but they're also giving me July as a special month as well, if I haven't already said that. Nick, please take their love. This is short, sharp, and sweet, because I want to get through as many as I can. And yeah, and can I just say to everybody as well that's online here and making their comments, I love the community that you guys have built up between yourselves. It is really, really such a lovely thing to see and to read. So hopefully that's all right for you, Nick. I want to give you the biggest of kisses to you from your mum and your dad. But can you hug your sister next time when and if you see her? All right. And I say it like that because I feel like you don't see each other every single day. Some people do, some people don't, but I feel you guys don't see each other every day. But from mum and dad. All right. Thank you for that, Nick. Okay, so the next one I was going to have was Jenny Stather. Jenny, did you give us anyone, my lovely? Okay. And then I'll have Jill Sauder after that, please. All right. So we want Jenny Stather. Jenny, are you still around? If not, if Jill Sauder, if you could come up with somebody that you'd like to hear from as well, please. All right. Oh, and thank you for confirming that, Nick, that both had such good faith. All right. But that was so important to them. Their thoughts and their deeds and their words, I feel, were very important to them. And that's what they instilled in you and your sister. All right. So, okay. Amanda Eloise Barrymore. Oh, that's a great name, Amanda. Amanda Eloise. Hold on 1 second. I've got to shout at my partner. Hold on. I do apologise. He's making cakes. He's making cakes for the first time in like 15 years. I've known him. He's making cakes. They smell like they're burning. Okay. So if you hear a funny little noise go off, that's my fire alarm. Okay. So who are we going for? Right. I'm just going to go for Amanda Eloise Barrymore. One, because what a fantastic name. And two, I just feel drawn to you, Amanda, because I'm not having anything. Oh, Jenny. Jenny. Sorry, Jenny. I was looking at the wrong bit. So you'll be after Jill Sauder and then Amanda Eloise. All right. I'm just writing the names down. Okay. So Jenny Stather, thank you. Your dad, David. Oh, Jenny, I just feel like I want to say, oh, Jenny, oh, I love you. Thank you for asking for me. That's how I feel your dad would be saying something along those lines, because that's how he makes me feel, that he's just pleased that you're asking. I feel that there's just been a birthday or an anniversary, and that's to do with your dad. I just feel like there's been something being said or done in his memory, and which he's appreciating. There's also, he's bringing me to mum. Not sure if mum's in spirit world or not, but he's just taking me to your mum and how much your mum and dad loved each other. But he's also bringing me to fuchsias. Now I see your picture there is definitely not a fuchsia. I have no idea what that is because it's really tiny. But I'm just being, your dad's showing me fuchsias, like, you know, the all the different types. But this is my fuchsia impression, all right. But he's just bringing me to the love of flowers. That's for your dad, okay. And he just makes me feel there that he's wanting to just lift you up with all the beautiful colours that the fuchsias bring, but it's that upliftment that he wants to bring into your life. He's also, what are you saying? He's also, I don't know if you do like gong sounds, or, you know, like the Tibetan bowls, you know, the singing bowls. But he's like, I just feel your dad wouldn't have used those, but that's what he wants to bring into me, to bring and raise that energy. It's like as if you've had quite hard time at the moment, and but I've never had that before in a reading, but he's actually playing, and it's like he's using my bowls that I've got, and he's just like, oh, you've got all these, I can play with these. And he's laughing, but what he's doing is, I just feel he wants to uplift you, Jenny. Your dad makes you feel like he had I feel quite long fingers on your dad. I'm not sure if he actually lost one or he had a damage to one of his fingers, like his little finger on his right hand, possibly. If you can confirm that, that would be fabulous. And also, where are you going with that? Okay, it just makes me feel like I just feel quite energized by having his energy around me, because that's how he would have been here on the earth plane. And when he went, it was like the sun was like, is it an eclipse of the sun when your dad passed, Jenny? Would that make sense? He had a broken finger. Oh, bless. Okay. Because just bringing me to that. Yeah, and yeah, but it was like the sun, it was the eclipse of the sun when he passed. And yeah, okay. Um, Right, it's giving me August as a special month for you guys, but it's also taking me to Christmas and the lead up to Christmas. And I know I've just laughed about my partner cooking, and I'm quite proud of him actually. So, but it's the smell of, oh my God, it's like smells like it's burning. It isn't burning, I've been assured. But your dad's laughing at that because he says I probably would have burnt it, but he would have given things a go no matter what you gave him, or he would put forward him trying to help where he could. And sometimes it didn't always go to plan, is how he makes me feel there. He keeps drawing me to your mum again, but he's just taking me around mum, and again I can't feel whether she's in spirit or here, because that love between them I feel was quite important. But I feel like he's around mum all the time. Don't know if you can respond to any of that, Jenny. That would be fabulous. Thank you. I know I've got to speak fast because that's how I feel when I just want to speak fast, because Dad just is like, it's almost like he was a kind. I'm doing this with my hands as well. I don't know if he spoke with his hands, but oh my God, right, I'm going to sit on, put them in my armpits. There we go. It just makes me feel like I want to speak very, very quickly, because it's like we've got no time, we've got no time, and that's time was quite important to your dad as well. And I feel that at the end of his life, or towards the end of it, it was like we've got no time to say everything we want to say, because you always thought you'd have more time, and that's just him. Thank you. He's letting me calm down now. He says that's what I wanted to say was we always thought we had more time. And I feel there as well that there's one person in particular that didn't get to see Dad that they wanted to see and say what they wanted to say to Dad. And I just feel there that there's that. It says it's all done. I know what they wanted to say, because he feels it, and he's around all of you. All right. And this goes for everybody as well. Our loved ones are energy. Spirit is energy. They're around each and every one of us all the time. They used to bake and made marmalade. Oh, yum. Okay. But he'd laugh about it as well. Yeah. Because your dad was such a I was going to say mechanic. I don't know if it's a mechanic, but I had that word. But such an amazing man that just put himself, nothing was too much for him. Okay. I don't know if you could take the months that I've already given you, because they've already gone, they've flown by. But he says again, time. Time is precious. Remember that, please, my lovely. And he says, and I feel there as well. There's something about your name. Is your name short, Jenny? Sometimes it's short for Jennifer, whatever. But I just feel the way your name is spelt. Okay, but the shortness of your name, I feel like he would have liked it to be the longer name. Ah, okay. Okay, but it's the shortness of your name, and I feel your dad would have given you the fuller name. Okay, but there's a fuller name there. I can't see what it is, so I do apologize. All right. Will you please take his love? And okay, I'm doing this because I've got pain in my head, but that could just be my pain. But and if you're suffering headaches as well, Jenny, he's giving you lots of healing there. And again, if you've not had it checked out, get it checked out. It's done then, isn't it? All right. So please take his love and his respect. And I don't know if you've got a little dog around you, but he's giving me a little dog in there as well. But that's here on the earth plane. If it's not yours, it's somebody around you that's got the little dog. But that's what Dad's drawing me towards, the little dog. All right. And yeah, so you are. Oh, bless you. All right. And the kitchens are so important then, aren't they, my lovely? All right. But yeah, so please take his love. That's the main thing. But time. Time is of the essence, he says. Enjoy every precious moment. All right. So he says, thank you and good night. And he's just done this and off he's gone. All right. So yeah, because I just feel it's part and parcel of his character as well. All right. So thank you. So that was Jenny. Hopefully that was okay for you, my lovely. Then I was going for Jill Sorder, and then we've got Amanda Eloise. So Jill Sorder. If you're there, my darling, who would you like to hear from, please? And if Amanda Eloise has her person as well. Jill Sorder, are you there? I'll do a bit of dancing while I'm waiting. Okay. Okay, so we've got Mia Thomas. We'll go for Nanny Maureen. All right, Mia Thomas, I've got you on my list. Yes, I have there. Okay, so Nanny Maureen. All right, I'll go there because you're there already. So sorry, Rob, if you're looking out for the other name, but unless they come up, Nanny Maureen. Okay, so Mia Thomas, your Nanny Maureen. I feel like your nanny and your granddad bog off or what, eh? Buy one, get one free. And Grandad Fred plus Grandad Fred. Oh, I'm getting a coffee. Thank you, kind sir. Cheers, honey. Ah, that's hot. Cheers. Right. Cheers. Right. Nanny Maureen and Grandad Fred. Oh my gosh. Okay. They are giving me the impression that there would have been days out or there's somewhere that would have involved, I don't know if it's like an orchard or, but plenty of trees. Okay, Mia. And yeah, and basically I just feel there that the trees were quite important to them, but your granddad used to get fed up with all the leaves and raking all the leaves up. Hopefully that makes sense. But I just feel that they would have been the kind of people you would have enjoyed going to visit, and you couldn't have got enough of them. But then you'd like, oh, I'm tired now, I want to go home, or I just want to go to sleep. Don't know where that comes in, but it's because of they just would have kept you going all the time. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Where are you going? Where are you going? Your Nanny Maureen, I just find I want to scratch my head because I feel like she's sometimes orchid above. Don't give me no information, but thank you for that because I feel you've got an orchid above their picture on the fireplace. I just feel that. See, I can't tell you that now. But it's so important, isn't it? The beauty of the colours of that orchid as well, though. Okay. But your nanny Maureen, I'm just scraping my head, and I'm not scraping it, scratching it. And it's just like she makes me feel like she would have got you thinking all the time, got you working on your own intelligence, on teaching you. And I don't know if she did like craft work, but I just feel I want to sew things. But no matter what she was doing, I feel she would have taken time to actually show you why and what and how what it was she was up to. Okay, hopefully that makes sense, Mia. I also feel as well, okay, yeah, and right. Where are we going now? Grandad Fred. I just feel like he's going, get away, you're doing all the talking as usual, all right, about your nanny Maureen. But he's like, he's not hurting her. He's just elbowing her and but gently, all right. But I just feel like yeah, yeah, okay. But it's Grandad Fred. Oh my gosh. I feel like I don't know if he was a pipe smoker, but I feel he did something. He was always doing stuff. And I feel like I just feel this is my pipe impression, by the way. But I just feel like he would have had something. It reminds me of Popeye. And I mean, with his strength and his upper arm strength as well. I don't feel he had those massive arms that Popeye did, but he's like all about. I just feel like he was a big man, a big character. Okay, and yeah, but yeah, I just feel that they were nice people. I get the impression as well that they would have had more contact with you from like even before you were born. All right, because I just feel they were a big part of your life. Okay. Private smoke and pop by. Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much for confirming that. All right. But he's yeah. It's funny. It's funny. Okay. But they want to come to you and they want to give you a happy birthday. All right. And it's a happy birthday. But I feel if it's not for you, it's definitely for somebody in your immediate family, your family unit. All right. And I feel there that it's maybe a younger person with where am I going? Possibly a younger boy, younger lad. And I just feel there that it's where are you going there? Just basically happy birthday, all right? Because they loved being grandparents, all right? Loved being absolute grandparents. And I feel as well, don't know how old you are, Mia, but I feel the great grandparent side of things as well. And don't ever feel we're missing out, they say, because we're around you all the time. All right. And that's how they make me feel. Yes, birthday, my nephew. Yeah. All right. So yeah, but they're just saying, well done. And I don't know if somebody's bought your nephew something to make, like these like Airfix or whatever. May not be Airfix, there are others available, but it's just making me feel like they've bought, he's been given as a present something that he has to put together himself. All right. Yeah, and that's just that granddad showing us that. All right. Yeah, they were just lovely, absolutely lovely. I could be here all night, my darling, because that's how they make me feel. You would have gone round there and I'll just pop round for 5 minutes to say hello, see how they're doing, and like 4 hours later, you might end up leaving. Okay, and yeah, but mwah, you please take their love. All right, and Nan is just putting a shawl or a pashmina or something around your shoulders, and she says every time you wear it, you know that's a hug from us to you. All right, so hopefully you can understand that. All right, so much love to you, Mia. You take care, my lovely. Right, that was Mia. Sorry, I've written down names here and I've got to cross them off. All right, so we had Mia, then there was Jill Saunders. Aha, hello, Jill. If possible, mum, dad, or sister. Okay, so, and then after Jill is Amanda Eloise. All right, for now. I know everybody's coming up with all their comments to my right hand side, and I'm trying not to read them because it can be quite off-putting for me to try and focus on who I'm trying to contact in spirit world. So don't give in and don't give up and don't lose hope. All right, I've got a list of names here, and each time I'm trying to go through that list. Okay, so but don't stop your messages. All right, because Rob is a dab hand at finding out, and he'll pick your name out and all the rest of it. Hopefully that made sense. Right, Jill Sauder, if possible, mum, dad, or sister. Oh, bless them. All right. Now, Jill, your mum, your dad, and your sister all make me feel like they're actually sitting around a fireplace. Like the fire pits, or I don't know if it's Scouts or Girl Guides or Brownies or whatever. But I just feel. Like you'd sit around and singing, they're not singing Kumbaya, although your dad's going, Kumbaya, my lord. And he's like, I just feel your dad couldn't hold a tune, and he's quite funny with that. All right. Or he feels quite affronted by that because he's like, I could, but in his own mind, he could hold a tune, but he's laughing. All right. And your mum is just like, she's just rolling her eyes saying, yeah, no, if that makes sense as well. And your sister. Oh, your sister, I want to do this to your sister's cheeks, only in the respect that, ow, that I just feel like I want to do it to your cheeks, from your sister to you, all right? And she just wants to do that. She said, yeah, never, it was just part and parcel, but it's that I feel your sister was quite a cheeky lady. It's like as you were growing up, I just get the feeling that you were, she was quite a cheeky lass, all right, in that regard. And I just get there as well is that sometimes you guys, you'd like to have been closer than you actually were, all right? Like to have literally been in each other's pockets, if that makes sense, Jill. And I don't mean that in a weird way. That's just how close I feel you'd like to have been with your sister, all right? And it was like, well, it was losing a sister. I know how that feels because I've lost mine, and that heartbreak. Yeah, she was definitely funny and definitely older. She's just doing this. She says, "Yeah, but I owned it," and she just that's just her sense of humour and her character. All right, but there again, I feel your sister was a very gentle character with herself, and she gives me. I don't. She had issues with her throat area, please, because she's just making me feel quite. I say wrinkly around my throat, but it's not in an age thing or a skin thing. I just feel there were issues around the throat area. All right. Okay. And yeah, and she says, "We haven't forgotten about mum and dad, but you love all of us. You loved all of us and you love all of us." And she's like, she's showing me a photo that you have got. And if you've got a picture of mum and dad, and then in the same frame, I feel you've got a smaller picture, or in the same frame, you've got a picture of your sister, but it's not the same picture, if that makes sense, Jill. And so it's two pictures in one frame. Hopefully that makes sense to you, but that's what they're showing me there. And yeah, I know you say she was older and funny, but she was somebody you always looked up to. Yeah. Okay. And there's something about your sister and you and boyfriends, girlfriends, whichever, but partners, okay? And I just feel there that she would have almost vetted them for you, if that makes sense as well. You know, you make your own mind up, she says, but I would make sure that they treated you with respect and they, you know, they were good for you. And I feel again that's you growing up and her coming out with that. And your mum and dad, your dad just, because he's not really said much, it just makes me feel that's how it would have been. You girls all get chatting. I never stood a chance, did I? But when he needed to, he did step forward. He did step in. And I feel dad was the peacemaker, if that makes sense as well. Okay. And yeah, but they're giving me March as a special month. So I feel something quite significant has gone on in March. And I just feel there that there's been happy and sad tears in March. All right. And yeah, because I know we're on the 2nd of April, just looking at the date on my computer screen here. And but I feel like March has been happy and sad tears. All right. For yourself. They've also given me, where are you going with that? I don't know if you used to have rabbits, but I've been given a rabbit. I'm not going to do my rabbit impression, okay? But it involves the nose and the thing. All right, I've done my rabbit impression, okay? But he's giving me rabbits. Your dad is giving me rabbits as well, and I feel he would have enjoyed spending time outside and being around the animals and that as well. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to finish with these guys because I feel like they've gone off back around their that much, my late sisters, but oh, bless you. All right. So happy and sad tears. Thank you for confirming that. All right. And yeah. So yeah, but please, they've gone off to go back. And your dad's going, Kumbaya, my lord. And he's just off singing along. All right. But it's raising that happiness for you. All right. But letting you all know. And they said there's it would be quite a large circle around this fire pit with all of the family and the loved ones around that fire pit, all right, that are here still on the earth plane. Remember those that are still living, he says, because you can make those precious memories, all right? And those, as we all know, that they are so precious. Please take their love, Jill, because this never stopped, all right? And your big sister, I don't know if she had like a little special wink, or I can't wink now, but it's like a double wink. There you go. Double wink from your sister, all right? And I feel now that you are the big sister, okay? If it's not in age, I feel you're the bigger sister. Going for a pint, yeah, probably. But I feel that if not in age with the other sister, I feel in the you stepping up, it's like you're the more grown up than the other sister, if that makes sense, all right? Making tougher decisions, okay? Okay, so please take their love and their thanks. Oh, you're just saying thank you, but their thanks as well. All right, because they were so grateful for everything you did, not just for them, but for their other loved ones as well. Your sister's side of her family. All right, they thank you so much, Jill. So thank you. Okay, so that's Jill. Who else did I say was next? I think it was Amanda Eloise. So if she's around, Amanda Eloise. All right, great name. I think it's Amanda Eloise Barrymore, wasn't it? So I'm thinking of a particular person, and that's a few years ago, wasn't it? Okay, so whilst we're waiting for Amanda Eloise, let me have a look. Oh, there she is. Hello, you're here. All right. Oh, that's a picture of you. Great picture. Okay, so Amanda Eloise, who would you like to hear from, please, my lovely? All right. Yep, you're there. Who would you like to hear from, Amanda Eloise? Message, Marie Taylor. Okay. Right. Your best friend. A little bit more info there. Give me your best friend's name, please. All right. Otherwise, we waste time by me describing and you saying, nope, don't understand. So if you can give me your best friend's name, please, Amanda Eloise, because I just feel that there's a lot of love in there. I love listening to everyone's reading. Oh, thanks, Michelle. That's hopefully everybody else does as well. And again, don't have enough time to get around everyone. So, okay, Suze. Is that Suze or Susie? Right? But the character of Suze or Susie, okay? And I just feel there because I'm just saying, like, building it up, and I just want to go. I want to do a bit of dancing and a bit of just general fun because life is far too short. And it's like Susie lived their life as best they could for the length that they had on this earth. Okay, hopefully that makes sense, Amanda Eloise. And Susie was her car. Okay. Okay, well, if it fits the car, fair dues. But I just get the impression that if it's not Susie, whoever it is, they were the kind of person that enjoyed life and worked their life, just enjoyed it right up to the end as much as they could. It's as if they knew that life was far too short and that they wanted to make it as worthy as they could. And I use the word as worthy as they could. Does that make sense, Amanda Eloise, please? I'll slurp me coffee. Okay, so Susie was her car. Okay. Yeah, we all like our cars, don't we? Okay. Right. Right. Come on, Amanda Eloise, answer me because we're losing this connection. Otherwise, I go on to the next person, my lovely. So I know we have a bit of a drag on the online thingy. All right. So if I can come to Lorraine Smith next, please. Lorraine, if you can start letting us know who you'd like to hear from, please. All right. Amanda Eloise, if you're not there, or you still are, I've got somebody with me that was she was called Suze. Oh, I'm so confused now. But I've got this female or a female character energy with me who was the kind of person that just enjoyed their life as much as they could. And it's like towards the end of their life, it's like they were resigned to the fact that they were going and try to make the best of it as they possibly could. All right. And hopefully that makes sense. They appreciated your friendship, and I feel like the pair of you went through so much in your own individual lives, but I feel like you came together as good friends and you helped each other and supported and understood what the each of you respective views were going through, if that makes sense. All right. And yeah, so yeah, okay. So it's just knowing that. And I feel as well that I can't see if you were with her at the very end, because I feel like you tried or you wanted to be with her at the very end, but I don't feel that you were allowed or were able to be there at that last moment. And I feel there that her own family had a lot of difficulty around her passing as well, for various reasons, not just through her dying. Okay. I also want to raise a glass to you, and it's like it's empty. It's an empty glass, she says, because it's yours to fill up. It's yours to make your own life how you want it to be. So you fill that glass with whatever you want it to be. Does that make sense, Amanda Eloise, please? Hopefully it does. All right. I also feel like, I don't know if you wear a particular necklace that you like wearing, that it reminds you of your friend, and it just reminds you of those good times and those laughs that you used to have. And I also see you going to, I say, cafes or places where you'd sit and chat and chat and chat, but also helping other people as well. And I feel that's both of you helping other people too. All right. She's giving me oh, bless. Okay. So yeah, you weren't with her at the very end, but you listen, you were with her in mind, body, and soul. Okay. Because she knew that, and she knew that she was loved. All right. And I just feel there that there was just so much heaviness surrounding her passing as well. All right. And that's what I say with her side of the family is a lot of, it was a difficult time for losing her. And I feel also how she went as well. All right. And yeah. Okay. And thank you for that. But on a lighter note, as opposed to a heavy one, she says, "Thank you for never ever forgetting me," because it's like she comes up in conversation most days, even if it's just like, "Oh, she'd love this or she'd do that." All right, and that for her, she says, "I'm standing. I walk beside you every day," she says, and sit occasionally, and I'm sometimes fall on the floor, and she's laughing at that because I feel she would have had issues with falling as well. Um, where are you going? Where are you going? Right. She's giving me April as a special month for you guys. Okay. And she says, "Thank you so much." And I feel that's around April. Okay. More so. All right. So she's not just thanking you, she's also saying, "Thank you so much." And I'm doing this. I don't know if you two were like witches, and there's nothing wrong with witches. I love witches, they're healers. All right. So, but it's like, you like the terrible two. Okay, but I mean that in the greatest respect. Okay. Oh, you met in April. Well, that's nice then, isn't it? Yeah. So it's, yeah, and thank you. Because as I said, you both were going through your respective differences in your lives, and you came together and you helped each other because you recognized, you empathized with each other. Okay. But there was that incredible click of you two just getting on. All right. Okay, she says, "Don't you make it sound like it was all so incredibly perfect." She says, "We had our crinkle bits, our little wrinkles and crinkles," and she's laughing at that. But she says that's what made it extra special, because if you didn't see each other for a short period of time, it's when you came together again or phoned or whatever, it's like you'd just seen each other 20 minutes earlier. All right, and she loved that. Okay, okay, so. I've given you April, we said, didn't we? But she just wants to say thank you and watch out for the birds. And I feel like, I don't know if it's like a raven or a magpie, but this is my bird impression. That's a weird bird. But anyway, let's do that one. There we go. All right. But there's like, I don't know if it's raven or magpie, but that kind of, or rook. Raven and rooks, I never know the difference, but it's those kind of birds. So they're quite ferocious, but they're also something magical about them as well. All right, the meaning of them, and I feel more towards a raven than a magpie or a rook. All right, because she's trying to get me in there. Hopefully that means something to you, Amanda Eloise Barrymore. All right, I'm going to leave her love with you and her appreciation of your beautiful friendship, because she appreciated that so much. And don't ever think you let me down by not being with me at the end, because I knew how much we cared for each other and how much you loved me. Okay, that's what she's making me feel. All right, so thank you. Mwah, you take care. All right. Okay, so that's you, my lovely. Right. Um, Okay, I think I was going for Lorraine Smith there. So I think you just come up with that one, didn't you? Rob's putting in Lorraine, looking for Lorraine answers. All right. And if we go to also Diana Jean O'Brien, if you're there as well, Diana. So hopefully we'll hear from Lorraine. All right. So if not, and also Karen King as well. All right. So we've got Karen King. Whoever comes up first, will go for you. Okay. So it's a so right, get on those computers and that whatever. All right. You're very welcome, Amanda Eloise Barrymore. And I just want to give you the biggest of hugs, okay? That's not just a friendship hug, it's a love hug, because I just feel that's just something that you could really do with, all right? And it's just, come on, girl, you're stronger than this within yourself, all right? So, yeah. Plus, she would have just given you that hug, okay? And she appreciates the hugs that you gave her. I can't get rid of her now. She's there. Okay, so Diana Jean O'Brien, you're there first. So Diana Jean O'Brien, my sister Karen. Okay, so thank you, Diana Jean O'Brien, your sister Karen. Okay. Diana, would it make sense to you, please, that your sister Karen would have enjoyed writing, or had a tendency to write things down? Because I just feel there that and I feel also it could be my coffee, but I feel quite almost that she may have suffered a bit of anxiety as well. If it's not her, it's possibly yourself. All right, but I feel that there's that in there. Okay. And yeah, you're so welcome, my lovely. But yeah, so hopefully what I've just said makes some sense to you. All right. That's not it all. Because your sister says, hold on a minute, she's got to get her money's worth. And she's laughing at that because I feel that would have been quite important for her. She wouldn't have just sat back and shoddy, if you're going to bring me a drink, bring it and don't spill any, and you're paying for food and you want a decent meal. I feel that was quite important to her because that's what she would have done for other people as well. I really hope this makes sense, Diana, because things are standards. That's it. Standards were important to your sister, but she was no snob. And I just feel there that she was very much the kind of person. Yes, and she would, and me too. Absolutely, yeah, but not in a snobby way. It's like, you know what? It's like standards have dropped. Yeah, it's like, yeah, yeah, there you go. It's like you're disturbing them, and that I feel your sister may have been kind of person that may have spoke up a few times, too many, that maybe upset other people because they were delicate, and your sister's like, hold on a minute, okay, your sister certainly had her own opinions and how she viewed how things should be. Okay. But your connection with her, I feel, was quite. I'm seeing fireworks going off. So she's taking me to November and around the 5th, but not necessarily the 5th of November, but she's taking me there. But I feel that your relationship with your sister was always quite fiery and would go off like rockets occasionally as well. But you were there for each other no matter what. Okay. And yeah, and she has so much love for you. Now I can't see if you could confirm, please, would she have gone with some kind of cancer, please? And basically, this where you can all send me healing, please. I have a mark on my chest here that I need to have biopsied, and the potential for skin cancer. But that's what she's drawing me. It started to really itch. Again, that could just be me, but I feel with your sister Diana that there was something going on around possibly this area, but or if not, some kind of cancer or skin cancer, please. Okay. So, and I feel as well that it's almost I'm doing this now, and it's just like I just feel like I just want to stop and think clearly as well is what she's making me feel. It's almost like her thinking process, her thought process is it's almost quite sludgy towards the end of her life. No, it's cancerous spot. Oh, there you go. Okay, but you understand that, all right? Because mine was a mole. All right, and it's quite scary, the thoughts of all of that. All right. Thank you, Pamela, for the healing. Wonderful. I'll pay you later. But no, I appreciate it all. But no, coming back to you, Diana, and your lovely sister, and I will call her a lovely sister. And I just feel quite grateful that I would like to have had a sister like that myself, because I feel there that she was firm yet fair, a bit of a pest at times, but I think aren't we all? But also, I don't know if you've got kids as well, but she draws me around and a ganglion. You can't beat a good ganglion, I say, Diana. All right. But what I'm getting at is I feel like your sister was around children as well. And I just get the impression that she enjoyed children. And I feel there's possibly children that she's left behind with her passing. And they may not necessarily be her very own, but I feel like she would have treated them like her own at the very least. And she just wants to give her love to her family and her friends. All right. And it's not said in a soppy way, but she says genuinely, if I was able to say it at the very, very end, I love you all, is what she's doing. All right. But I feel she wasn't able to speak towards the end of her life. Okay. And that's what she's saying in here. She was doing that. I love you all. And yeah, and you will be okay. And it's like she just wants to shout from the rafters of her love for everybody that she knew and that loved her and that she loved. Okay. Um, Okay, and she's saying, "Wipe them away, my love, wipe them away." Yeah, unless you change them around to happy tears, because we had some very, very good times, didn't we? And oh bless. Yeah, all right. And thank you. Nephews and greenies. Yeah, but she says, "Well, I love you all." Okay, and she's giving me where are you going with that, please? There's something about the school holidays, okay? I don't know where in the world you are, but you've got the big chunk of school holidays here in the UK. I don't know, whenever it is, but it covers July especially. Okay. But she's taken me to July, but that school, the big school holiday period. Okay. But she's taken me, that's your opportunity to take time out if you can and go round and see them and spend time and actually enjoy the young uns again. All right. And everybody to have a good time, because that's what your sister would have liked. All right. Um, I know, my darling. I mean, she didn't have a choice, did she? All right. But if you can take from this message that you know she's around you and she's got her elbow, she says, I'm sharpening this, she says, because it was just like, oi, oi, I'm here. And she's laughing at that. All right. But she's not hurting you. It's not to hurt you. All right. Um, okay. And yeah, but she's just saying, I loved you all so much. But she also says, I know we had the odd occasion where we didn't quite agree. And I say that with, we didn't quite agree. And she's laughing at that. All right. I don't know if it's yourself or your sister, but who wore the blue lipstick, please, or purple lipstick? Because she just made my lips purple. All right. See that I've got really bad circulation, one or the other. Mm, okay. And I also feel as well that she would have liked maybe a wee toddy. If it's not her, it's possibly yourself, like in your coffee or whatever. Just a little thing just to help you sleep, because I just get the impression that you don't sleep the greatest. All right. And as you can see from mine, neither do I. So from one non-sleeping sister to another, that's it. But your sister just is sending so much love. Her colour at funeral was purple. Ah, there you go. She's putting purple lipstick on. All right. So thank you for confirming that. But what a beautiful spiritual colour as well. And that's a lot of it as well, because your sister was a spiritual person. And I don't know if she had lots of crystals or even the one, but I just feel, oh, bless you. But yeah, so if you can take from this that comfort, knowing that she's around you. And she says, I can't quite fit into the size of a robin, she says, but if I could, I'd be the robin. And they'd have about 25 in a row, she says, on the fence, on the garden fence, just to let you know that hello, 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 to let you know that she's there. All right. Because that's part of her fun, her character as well. All right. I'll leave her love with you, but can you pass that on to everybody? Okay. If they will accept it. All right. Even if it's just sending them an Easter card, an Easter message is what she's saying, because I feel that she would have tried to keep up with all the Easter, all the Christmas, all of that. All right. And you don't have to buy anything, she says. Doesn't have to cost anything, because I feel she would have been watching your pennies and her pennies. But she would have. Do have crystals and practice, yeah. Okay. But this is for her, not necessarily yourself, Diana. All right. But yeah, but she's aware of all of that. Okay, I will. I will. She says, next time you go to Circle and you see if they're doing meditation, if they will do a meditation of meeting loved ones in the spirit world, she said, and you'll know. Okay, because I'm in here already and I'm in here. She says, and you can sit on a bench, whatever it is, and we can have a chat. Okay. And it'll be, yeah, and you can talk in that way. But you don't have to sit in circle to do that, she says. You can just go into your quiet, your power, and just do that. All right, my darling. Please take her love, because there is just loads of it. Okay. So mwah. Okay. So thank you, Diana. Right. Who was our next? I can't remember if you've got it there, Rob. I don't know. So we had, that was Diana. Can't even find a name on here now. Okay. So I think we need to go for Lorraine Smith. Was that? There you go. Thank you. Rob, you're amazing. Lorraine Smith, Margaret. All right. Margaret. Okay. So Lorraine, your Margaret is your mum. Oh, I wish I just read. I didn't see mum. I just saw Margaret, and I was just writing it and thinking that, or feeling that was mum. So, and then I looked up, and there it is. So, I don't like to think that I'm being influenced by what you write. So, please don't think that. But your mum, I'm looking at that picture. I don't know if that's your mum there or yourself, but I look at that picture on there. But if it's not her at all, I do apologize. But I just feel that you are so much like your mum, even possibly down to the same glasses, okay, or the same issues with the eyes. But I just feel around the eyes as well. But I want to put a mask on your eyes too. And I don't see if you, I'm trying to see why a mask. I just feel it's almost like you're putting a face mask on. And I don't mean this for COVID or whatever. I mean the mask in regards to how are you today, Lorraine? And you say, yeah, I'm fine. But actually, you don't feel fine inside. All right. Because you're too busy crying, too busy worrying, and too busy not really thinking about yourself. And I feel your mum would have wanted you to do that and possibly would have done the old love tap. And that by that I mean just, that encouragement of come on, you're a lot stronger than this young girl. You can get on with things. And I'm next to you. And she's like she's holding on to your wrist. And I don't mean this in a horrible way. She's like, come on, you can feel me, you can sense me around you. Okay. But she's also taking me to my wrist, and she's taking me to not to my crystal bracelets, but to I feel, where are you going with that, please? Okay, I feel it's more of a watch, Lorraine. I feel you've got your mum's uh, some bits of jewelry, but I feel more of a watch that you have. That you may, I don't feel you wear it, but I feel that the mum would have had a watch, and I feel it would have been quite a slim watch. Okay, so apologies if you haven't got it, but that's she's just drawing me to that. All right. So it's a watch. They're a slim watch. Yeah. Anyway, but oh my God. And she's going on about the smelling of the cooking. All right. Because it does smell very yummy. So if I suddenly salivate, it's because he's bringing me in a hot, whatever he's made. All right. Because it smells amazing. But your mum is. Okay, that's my mouth going. But your mum is making me feel like that as well, because I feel she would have been a. Okay. She's like, I was a pretty decent cook, is how she makes me feel. How true that is, don't know. You can tell us, all right? But I feel mum would have made happy snacks, is what she makes me feel. She uses that expression, happy snacks. So food that would have made you all happy, okay? And yeah, and hopefully that makes sense, all right? Okay. But she's given me October as a special month, but she's taking me to, it's almost like she's saying it's celebrating my death day, is how she puts it. It's a strange expression, and I know in other cultures they have their death day. I don't know if that's in October, but she says celebrate my death day with happiness. That is how she's making me feel there, Lorraine. All right, it's maybe a weird thing for us to hear that, but she says that with such love, and because she doesn't, it's like you turn it round, turn that frown upside down, and all that. And yeah, and I just feel that's what she wants for you at this moment in time. All right. Where are you going now? Where are you going now? Okay. Yeah. And she's like she's on a swing as well. And I feel that it's almost like she says, I can swing free now. And I mean that in the respect that she's got no more pain and no more heaviness within her own heart, if that makes sense too, Lorraine. And she just wants to bring that lightness into your life as well. Hopefully that all makes sense, because I can't even remember what I've just said, but I feel like it may be a bit too fluffy and quite generic. But that's quite important for you to know how mum feels at this moment in time. She appreciated what you did. I don't know if you used to do her nails for her, but I feel there was something that you used to do that was quite special and very, nobody else would, or you wouldn't allow others to touch her, like her nails, that sort of thing. And that I feel as well with her hair, everything was like yourself. You did what you could for your mum to make her as comfortable as possible. And I feel mum did that for you throughout your life as well. All right. Hopefully that makes some sense if you can feed back. All right. She's also, where are you going? I don't know if somebody's a Pisces. Is Pisces the fish? Because I'm just being given fish and Pisces. I've no idea. I'm a Scorpio Libra, and I know those symbols, but this is Pisces and fish. So she's given me that as well. All right. Hopefully that I'm glad it does. All right. So as long as it makes sense to you. Yeah. So it's I don't know when Pisces, and somebody Google web it. Yeah. Okay. But also, where are you going? Where are you going, please? Right. Lorraine, I see her around you at this moment, right as we're speaking now. All right. Because she's with you. All right. Um, she's just with you right at this moment, and she says, if you can actually feel me, sense me holding your hand, she says, I'm holding your hand like you held mine. And I feel quite emotional with that, because that love that's coming through, because she says, I felt it all. And I'm just going to cry. So just bear with me a minute. Okay, I'm not going to cry, but that's how she makes me feel that. And that's the love that's in the thanks and the gratitude that she had for you. All right. Oh, well, Pisces, February 19th to about March the 20th. Google. Thanks, Rob. You are amazing. All right. So, Lorraine, if that makes sense to you. All right. All right. So please take her love. And she says, give them a pat for me. And I feel like, I don't know what pets you've got around you or animals, but she's giving them a pat as well. All right. And yeah, so she's doing that. Okay. And she just got such adoration for you, especially at this time in your life, for what you're feeling, sensing, what you're going through at this moment in your life. All right. But she's also placing flowers, and she's got, I know. Sometimes I think, is this something I've said before to somebody else? Probably have. But she's giving you not daffodils, but the narcissus, I believe they're called. They're the smaller baby daffodils, as I call them. All right. But she's got those as well. All right. But she's putting them in a vase as opposed to laying them down in memory of somebody. But they're being put in a vase, and they just look amazing. All right. And they make you smile. But she wants that smile to come back. Okay, Lorraine, take her love, and please pass that on. All right. And she's sorry she's not going through everybody in the family, but if you pass that on, then she knows. Okay. But she's here, and she's holding your hand. All right, my lovely. Thank you. Mwah. Okay. I'm looking at the time. Rob, have I finished now? I mean, I can carry on if you want me to, but yeah.
No, that's about time, Lainey. All I was going to say is I think you did mention Karen King. I don't know if Karen
Mm,
is with us still.
mhm.
So, Karen,
Okay.
you're
Well,
there, Karen.
If Karen's there, I will do Karen King as our last one, if that's all right with everybody. Sorry, but if you want private messages, you know, get in touch, and I'll try my best. But yeah. So Karen King, where is she?
In case Karen's still with us.
I don't
Karen
know.
might not be.
Should we count down? Should do like the old drum roll?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I'll blow my nose instead. So TMI. Okay.
And of course, we do have, while we're waiting for Karen, we do have Frank's cards coming up shortly.
Hmm.
So Frank draws, as you know, Lainey, every week, Frank draws 3 of his animal cards.
He does.
To
He
give
does.
everyone something for the week ahead, because obviously you can't get round to everyone in the evening.
No.
Which is kind of a good thing. It means we're really popular here at Thundersley, doesn't it? We've got a really good congregation and a good
Yeah.
community here.
And so obviously I was there at the very beginning,
Yes.
3 years ago. I can't believe that. So well done to everybody if you're still the people that were here 3 years ago and have followed it all. And I love the fact that Thundersley Christian Spiritualist Church has kept it going. So that's great. Oh my gosh, thank you. That's
Is
fudge,
that the
chocolate fudge.
fudge, is it? Ah, okay.
Look, I'll hold that up there.
How did it turn out?
Chocolate fudge cake. It's still
Oh, very,
hot.
very
No,
nice.
yeah. I might refrain from eating it because it'll get stuck to my teeth. But yeah. So, and I can only apologise to everybody for not being able to get round to all of you. And as I say, DM me, like direct message me, and I'll see what I can do. All right. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I don't know. You're going to go over to
Well,
Frank's cards, or
we will,
because
I
we've not
think.
heard. We've got Katie now. Was
No,
it Katie?
Karen King it was.
Karen
I
King,
think
that's it, not
Karen's probably
Katie.
left us tonight, so we'll go over to
Oh,
Frank's
yeah.
cards, and then we'll come back to you for the closing prayer, Lainey, as
All right, my
usual.
lovely. Thank you so much.
Super. Wonderful. Okay, friends. Well, lovely evening with Lainey as always. Let's go to Frank for his 3 cards for the week, as I just mentioned. Let's see what Frank's got for us tonight.
Good evening. Our first crystal this evening is the citrine, and with that goes the card for the humpback whale. This card is all about communication with confidence, objectivity and wisdom beyond one's years, and about emotion buried deep beneath the surface. The whale says it is very important that you communicate clearly at this time. Try to be objective and unemotional if you can. Believe in what you have to say and show the world that you are now self-confident. Be willing perhaps to act as a mentor for someone. When the whale comes to you, it represents a person who is an amazing communicator. Who is knowledgeable, impartial, fair, and usually well respected. You see the world through a lens of pure intellect. The whale, of course, does have feelings. It's just that they are buried very deep, and this could make him seem emotionally unavailable, which he might well be. He can instantly see right to the heart of a problem, though. The whale is more likely to think through all the possibilities before rushing into action. His solutions are often highly creative and usually involve thinking outside the box. Whales are ancient creatures, believed to carry the wisdom of ages within their DNA. They swim at great depths, and this symbolises that you too may keep your feelings submerged very deeply. They are also seen as creatures of solitude, but who are able to talk with each other across great distances. And this symbolises your personal power of communication and your creative expression that enables you to bridge the gap between yourself and other people. And our second crystal is the rose quartz, and with that goes the card for the gecko. This card says stand up for yourself. Communicate with confidence. Don't quit. Claim your personal power. The gecko says now is the time to be assertive. Don't let anyone take away your personal power or take control of you. Believe in yourself and trust your inner guidance, and follow it completely. Of course, it is important to choose your battles wisely, but if your heart is telling you this cause is important and just, then be prepared to stand your ground. The gecko also indicates an outward challenge that is actually making you aware of an unresolved inward struggle. Ask yourself if the source of discomfort or anguish is really with someone else, or whether it's truly something deep inside you that needs to be healed. Geckos are considered by many cultures to be lucky creatures. They have specialised toes that allow them to climb vertically, so they don't need to let anything stand in their way. And this indicates they are saying to you, be like them. There is nothing, no task that is too great for you, and nothing you cannot overcome. if you go the right way about it. They say you must first be ready to communicate with one another. This card's message says you can speak the truth and make your voice heard. Geckos can shed their skin, and if need be can lose their tail in order to evade capture. And by showing us this, the gecko says, you too can choose your battles wisely, and if there are things in your past that hold you back, release them so that you're able to move on. The gecko in particular is asking you to look at past issues and discard them that no longer serve a purpose for you. And our third crystal is the amethyst, and with that goes the card for the Katanga lion. The lion is very powerful and displays great courage. He has a talent for leadership and an air of royalty and wisdom about him. This lion says, now is your moment. It's time for you to step up and take on the leadership role. Your ideas will inspire others and are just what they need to hear now. He says, don't shy away from the spotlight. This is your time to shine and communicate your plans to others so that they will be a success. And they will be, as long as you stay focused and see the bigger picture. Don't let yourself get bogged down in detail though. Be prepared to dedicate detail to other people. The lion represents a person who is inspired, dramatic, ambitious and wise. And you will be smart to follow the advice that he gives you. The little bird that is on this card with him is there to remind you to keep things focused on higher ideals. The lion might let his mind fly free. If he offers to support your cause, you should say yes. Yes, please, and thank you. But he does like to be the star of the show, so try not to upstage him. He is also a very dedicated person. Lions are majestic animals, often referred to as the king of the jungle. It's not just their power or their bravery that gets them this label. They have an air about them that exudes royalty. They are like the domestic cat, but 100 times more so. They also have a sense of loyalty and tenacity that's perfect. So now is the time for you to be courageous, to precisely target your personal and professional aims, and to communicate your thoughts and your plans to others, and be prepared to accept their help. 3 cards there tonight, all about the importance of communication, and that is something that perhaps we should all take on board. It is good to let others know what you are thinking. Thank you for listening to me. God bless you.
Lovely, thank you, Frank. Okay, just before we go back to Lainey, you might have seen some conversation in the comments there. It's probably worth us just issuing a little warning about some internet safety. Obviously important to make sure we're talking to the right account And there has been in the past some people impersonating the church, and certainly other mediums and other people. So just be really careful in your if you're approached by any accounts that look like the church or any of the mediums on here. Just double check. Probably the best thing to do, as I said to Katie, is if you contact us on our page, you'll know then that that's us because you've been using the page, and then we can reply to you from there, which we're happy to do, and we reply to all the messages as far as we can. That's right, isn't it, Lainey?
Absolutely. Isn't it a shame that there are just total horrid people out there that try and scam people? So yeah, I've already had a few messages from people, so I've replied to those. But as Rob is saying, if you contact Thundersley Christian Spiritualist Church, is it your Facebook page, website? What is it, Rob?
That's the Facebook page, Lainey. Yeah. So,
Okay,
so where you're
Facebook
watching
page.
this video, you're already on it,
Yeah.
watching the video.
Yeah.
So this message is there.
Yeah, and I've put on there Lainey Baine Medium. I am that on Facebook. I don't go on Facebook that often, but you can usually direct message me through that as well, if that is any help. All right. So yeah, but I appreciate that. So thank you. And again, sorry I didn't get round everyone. So if Katie Snook was it? Yeah, if you go through Rob, he'll give you my details as well. All right. So yeah, okay. But until the next time, would you like me to do a closing prayer, Rob?
Yeah, I'd love for you to do a closing prayer, Lainey. Then we'll play the closing Vesper to close the service.
Okay, thank you. And again, thank you to this wonderful community, because it sounds crazy, but it just warms my heart. And I like kindness and hope and bringing joy, and without it sounding too soppy. All right. But yeah, because there's enough out there, isn't there? For all of those that are still listening, if you're able to safely, is to just feel quiet within yourself. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes, and if it's safe to do so, close your eyes, not if you're driving. And just imagine sending out that love from your heart chakra, to just sending out that love and that healing, but you have some of that inside yourself as well. Divine Source, guide, spirit, friends, and loved ones, thank you for working with me and through me this evening. And I ask that you continue to surround each and every one of us with your beautiful golden light of healing, love, and protection. I ask that you bring that love and that upliftment to each and every soul that is listening to this, to those that they speak to those that they see, to their pets, to the world, just to everything, is to bring that love and that hope, and to know that that will avail, that will overcome all the negativity that is out there at this time. I ask that you keep us all safe until we meet again. Until then, peace and blessings. Amen.
Lovely. Well, a big thank you to Lainey Baine for tonight's service. Those wonderful messages, and really love to have you join us, Lainey. So thank you. Thank you to Chris King, who was our medium in church and opened in prayer for us earlier. And thank you to Alan, who was up on the rostrum there. Hope everything went well for you tonight, Alan. Thank you to Donna for chairing in church. Thank you to Peter for the Bible reading. And thank you to Frank for your cards, as you do every week. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Hope you enjoyed the evening, and I hope you can join us again next week, Sunday, 6:30 as always. So hopefully see you then. But until then, have a great week ahead. Good night.